This is a game changer.
Look at who.
Hey, you guys, it's your.
Hold on, you guys. Just this daggone rice. Hold on.
Your girl Simone and welcome back to my channel. So as y'all can see by the title, today's story time is going to be on some of y'all fave character, Crazy. Yes, so as y'all can see, this is another story about Crazy. But before we go ahead and get started into this video, if you're not already doing so, y'all join the fam. It's lit over here, y'all. If you're not already doing so, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give your girl a thumbs up, and y'all comment down below, because I swear, before I get started, I do want to say thank you to everybody who do comment, everything like that. I love all of y'all. Like, I swear, my mental health was like fucked a few days ago, and I swear, I be just reading the comments, and y'all be making me so happy. Like, I love y'all. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into this story. Okay, so let me get comfortable, y'all. So today's story is going to be about how I went camping with Crazy's family, and it was crazy. Anyway, so yeah. So as we go, I'll give more characters. Y'all already know names, so here we gonna go. So yeah, it was in the summertime, and Crazy family always go on a camping trip. His family on his dad's side, not his mom's side. So I don't know these people. So he like, cause things was just real toxic all the time with us. So he was just like, yeah, this should be cool. This should help us out. Like, this should be a cool little trip for us. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go. It was a weekend trip. He was like, yeah, we go camping every year in the summertime. Like, we either go to the same spot or we'll find like a new spot. But this year we're going to the same spot we went to last year. I'm like, okay, cool. So he like, yeah, my family like gonna be there. He's just telling me about the trip, everything like that. So when it came day of trip, so y'all, the everything just started off fucking weird, y'all. But anyway, so we on our way there, y'all. We vibing in the car, we listening to music, just eating our snacks, chilling. It's just cool. Like, he driving, whatever. It's cool the way there. When we get close by there, he was like, I'm gonna give you a rundown on everybody so you don't be like confused or nothing like that. So I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, they cool? Like, you said they cool. He's like, nah, they cool for the most part. For the most part. But anyway, so he like, yeah, my cousins is gonna be there with their girlfriends or whatever. He's like, it's gonna be two of my cousins there with their girlfriend. He's like, my other cousin, he might bring his girlfriend, he don't know. So yeah, and he was like, okay, let me tell you about my aunties though. He was all like, my aunties, he was like, one is my dad's sister and the other one is my stepmom's sister. He was like, so my auntie, we gonna give her name. Her name is gonna be Messy, and y'all see why. So he was like, Messy, that's my dad's sister. He's like, she gonna try to say little stuff to you or whatever. He was like, but don't pay her no attention. Like, she just be doing that to get a thrill out of people. Like, don't pay her no mind. So I'm like, what is she finna be talking about? He's like, just don't pay her no mind. Don't be telling her your business. And I'm like, nigga, we are going on a camping.
I ain't gonna lie. I do got an auntie that's like that. She do be messy, and whatever business you have, you cannot tell that woman because for some reason she will hold that shit against you, or she will probably like start spilling the beans to other people about your business, and then it's to the point where like how my auntie is. I'm not gonna say no names. She'll make you feel like she's trustworthy. She'll make you feel like you can confide in her. But once you confide in her, and once you get that vibe, that you can trust her, it's over with. It's over. That's why, when it comes to some of my family members, I'll be like, no, I'm good, I'm straight. I'm just gonna keep thugging, you just gotta have that family member where you always hang around, and if you see they dirt, you know, or if you see like a little flaw that they going through and stuff, and they don't care, they be like, hey, you saw my flaw, shoot, it is what it is. Possibly you could possibly trust them, some of the like majority of the time, but some of the time you can't trust them because like if they know your flaw and their flaw is like a little less embarrassing than yours, then they're gonna air your flaw out. But if their flaw is like way embarrassing than yours, or if it's like way serious than yours, then 9 out of 10 they're not gonna say shit. You got the up on them.
Temperature, my bad girls club. Like, why would I be telling her my business? Like, anyway, so he like, don't be telling her your business or nothing like that. So I'm like, all right. So he told me like, yeah, and my stepmom's sister, she's just real bougie. He was like, so if you got something that look like cheap or whatever or anything, or she gonna be trying to floss her talking about money and doing all this. So I'm just like, I'm not worried. Like, this is a grown ass woman and she's still doing shit like this. Like, that's weird. Anyway, but I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, but for the most part, everybody's cool. He was like, my stepmom, she's real cool. So you'll like her. And he was like, but my daddy, though, let's.
Did y'all see that? It said, hold on, wait a minute. It said, nah, because it said something about this the time that I had to cut off a booty hater or a booty man or something like that. I don't know what I was just seeing. How do I go back? I don't want to exit. Here we go. I just want I seen something like that.
Let's get to him. So I'm like father, like son, like shit. Because if so, this gonna be one hell of a trip. Because if your daddy is like how you is, so he like nah. He's like, but my dad.
Oh, she had to say something. Why she got to say something? Oh, like father, like son. If your dad is like anything like you, it's gonna be one hell of a trip. She had expectations.
He player, like he real player. So I'm like, what you mean? He's like, my daddy be having girlfriends and stuff like that. I'm like, ain't your dad married? Like, ain't he married? He like, yeah, but he be doing him like he be having girlfriends on the side, like he be paying them. He's like, he like young girls like you, and he be paying them. And then he gave me a look, and I'm just like, watch the road, like. Cause he was staring for kind of too long, and I'm like, oh, okay, like thinking like, what are you young girls like me? Like you could have just said young girls, like what are you getting at? Like, so I'm just like, oh, okay, like trying to not dwell on that too much so he could change the subject. And he's like, yeah, like he be paying them too. He be paying real good. So I heard, and I'm like, oh. He's like, yep. And he's like,
Why he had to say that? Well, like my thing is, if it come down to it, like he should never have told her that the father paid real good money to get some pleasure. He should never have said that because now it's gonna dwell in her mind, be like, you know what? I want to know how much money the father actually paid, to get some pleasure. And then once, you start going to bed or take a shower or, leave the house to go to the store or do some errands for him and stuff, she's gonna actually ask that question, or she's gonna actually be curious enough to ask that question, be like, oh, hold on, y'all. That's my PS5. She's gonna be curious to ask him, be like, hey, how much money do you pay for some pleasure? Sorry, but if he says over 1,000 or over 10,000, hey, over 5,000 and stuff, or probably 500 to like over 1,000, that's cheap. But if it's over 1,000, probably like hitting 5,000, she's took.
so you would talk to my dad? I was like, no, what the fuck? Like, why would I talk to your dad? And he was just like, I'm just kidding. He was like, but yeah, if that nigga try to talk to you or anything like that, just tell him no. I'm like, why would I tell him yes? Like he just like, I don't know. I'm just saying, you know how people is when it comes to money. Like when people talking the right price, and I'm just like, you being weird. Like at this point, I was irritated. I'm like, you're being weird. Like, what are you?
He's not being weird. He's being cautious. He's just being cautious because when that right price ring your ear, you're gonna say yes. So 9 out of 10, like I'm not saying people will say yes, but 9 out of 10, half of people will say yes for the right price. Anything. It could be, oh, I'll do your math test for $50, even though it's like 25 questions. They'll be like, okay, yeah, do it for 50. Sure, just give me $50, or I'll give you $50 if you do my math test, or I'll give you 100 if you do my reading or my social studies test or anything like that. I'm not saying like prices for like pleasure. I'm just saying for anything. Um, like in Florida, I don't know how they pull this off. I'm not snitching. You know what? Never mind.
Getting at you think I'm finna come on this trip and say, "Oh, you balling, Mr. Daddy? Give me some money." Like, no, like the fuck. I'm just like, it's like I know I barely like you, but come on, now, I ain't gonna leave for your daddy. So he like, nah, don't be mad or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm just giving you a heads up. Like, I'm just letting you know, like, my dad might like you. And he's like, but he wouldn't even do that. Like, he wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, like, and I'm just like, okay. So it got quiet. It got quiet to where I ended up turning the music back up because it was quiet, like an awkward silence. So we still on our way there. Next thing you know, we getting off on the exit. He get back at it again. He like, so would you ever like do that? Like, if an older nigga like wanted to pay your bills and buy you nice stuff, like, and he giving.
See, that's where I ain't for a lie. That's where he's kind of messing up at. That's where he's messing up is that he keep asking her, questions dealing with money and finances and stuff. Like the more you keep on planting it in somebody's head, the more they finna actually start dwelling and thinking about it. And then when it comes down to them actually, be like, you know what, I kind of want to see what it's about. Like I want to see how much money they're gonna offer. If the price is not right, then I'm not doing nothing. But if the price is right, then yeah. He should never have just he should never have brung that up. He should have just let her, just let everything just play out.
You money, like, would you do something like that? Like, he's like, and I'm like, if you're single or in a relationship, like, would you do something like that? And I'm like, why? Like, why? He was like, I'm just asking because, like some girls, they be in relationships and they have a sugar daddy on the side and like they will spend their sugar daddy money with their boyfriend. And I'm like, so you trying to say you want me to have your daddy be my sugar daddy and he like buy us stuff? Like, and he's like, the fuck? Like, why would you say some shit like that? He just started
Why would you answer that question if she why would you answer that question and get mad because she's actually, rebuttaling against, what you're saying?
man, I'm like, I'm just saying, because you keep on, like, trying to push this on me. Like, I'm asking, like, this point, I'm trying to, like, see, like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't serious, but I'm just saying, like, I knew that was going to irritate him, but he was irritating me. So it's like, so yeah, he, like, getting mad. He, like, why the fuck would you say some shit like that? Like, that. And I'm like, I'm just playing, like, because I'm trying to calm it down, because I really don't want to walk. We getting off the freeway. I'm not trying to walk into this house, meet all these people, and he got an attitude with me. I don't know these people, so it's now I'm going to be by myself. So, I'm, like, trying to play it off, laugh and joke. Oh, look at this video, like, on Instagram. So anyway, we get to the house, right? So we get to the house. He's introducing me to everybody. Everybody's outside, like in the back. And the house, like, was like the backyard. It was like the back part. And then it had a lake. It was nice as fuck. Like, you could put boats on the lake. It wasn't like a big ass lake to where you could, like, get on, like, jet skis and shit. But it was like you could drive a little boat slow, but you could go out. It was hard to explain, but it was nice. So anyway, so we get there, everybody in the back, and they just like chilling and stuff. They grilling up some food or whatever. And so he introducing me to everybody. So first people we see when we walked in was his cousins. So we gonna give them their names. So we first met his one cousin. This cousin don't need no names because he's not really relevant in the story. But his girlfriend is. So his girlfriend, I don't have a name for her. She was super cool. We're gonna just keep her real name. Her name is Jazz. So yeah, we'll keep her real name. It really don't even matter. But so yeah, her name was Jazz, and so
Hey, look, I'm not gonna cap. her and the boyfriend must have broken up because she felt comfortable about giving old girl her official name. They broken up. I don't know. I don't know. Don't quote me. I don't know. But I think they broken up because that means that if the dude, like, if she broke up, I mean, 9 out of 10, the dude is not gonna look for her stories on YouTube. But if they was together, she had no choice but to change it.
We met Jazz, and then Jazz's boyfriend is his cousin. So Jazz and her boyfriend, they've been together for like years. So Jazz is like real in with the family. They've been together for like 10 plus years and shit. But they was our age or whatever. So I'm like, hi Jazz, like hi. And she just real cool. She like, hi, like, oh, you're pretty, da da da. Like, my you too. Like, everything just cool. So then we meet his other cousin. His name, I'm gonna call him Goofy because y'all always see why his name was Goofy. So Goofy.
Can you please just hear me out? No, all work management platforms are the same. They take forever to learn, and in the end, nobody uses them.
He come over there and he like, oh man, like I should have brought my girl. Like I didn't know it was gonna be like this. I thought it was gonna be, I was gonna bring the hoes. Everybody's gonna bring a whole bunch of girls. Me and Jazz like looking at Jazz like, don't pay Goofy ass no mind. He just playing with you. He be playing too much. And I'm like, oh, like thinking like this what goes down. If I would have said no, like the hoes would have been here. So we meet Goofy. He didn't bring nobody with him. And then we're going to go ahead and give this cousin, he get a name. His name is Dollars. We going to call him Dollars, and y'all going to see why. So Dollars walked up with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend, we're going to name her DTF. And if you know what DTF means, that's why her name is DTF. If for the people who don't know, somebody explain down in the comment section.
What the fuck is DTF? Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. DTF. I ain't ringing no bells. I'm really look when it comes down to this Texan shit. You know, I'm not really a big person that's doing the WTF or WTH or AS. Well, I am saying ASAP a lot, but I'm not that big person when it comes down to the halfway Texan stuff. What is DTF? Meaning, oh, okay, 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 I get it. So she's a thotty yachty.
So anyway.
She's a Thadiana.
Anyway, I'll tell y'all eventually anyway. But yeah, so anyway, her name was gonna be DTF. So we meet them. I'm like, hey DTF. Like, she like, hi. Like, I'm like, hi, Dollars. And he like, okay, cuzzo. Okay. He like, yeah, stop playing though, for real. Like, he laughing and joke with them. So I'm like, okay. So he like, come on, you gotta meet everybody else. And Dollars like, oh, yeah, DTF already met everybody. So yeah, y'all go down there. You gotta meet them by yourself, Simone. And I'm just like thinking like, ooh, they that bad? Like, go. So we ran into, first auntie we ran into was Messy. And she like, crazy, who is this? Oh, crazy. Who is this? Like, but she like doing the most and like laughing, like crazy. And he like, Messy, this my girl, this the one I told you I was gonna bring. And he was like, she said, when you said your girl, I thought you was gonna bring. You know what? I ain't even finna do it. And I'm standing there like, and I look, I said, who she thought you was gonna bring? And I'm like smiling, but in the inside, I'm not.
You got that one cousin, man. You got that one cousin or auntie that they were always trying to like start drama. That's why they call her Messy.
Smiling, y'all. I'm just like, the fuck, but I didn't want to seem pressed, and she, you know, but he like, this my auntie Messy. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I remember the name. So I'm like, because after she said who you thought he was gonna bring, that's when he was like, this my auntie Messy. So I'm like, hi. She's like, okay, hi Simone, nice to meet you. So what y'all, like a weekend couple for the weekend, or like what y'all like, this your man, like that? And he like, man, auntie, stop playing. And she just like, let me stop. And she walked away, and I'm just like, ooh, what this bitch talking about? Like, this point, I'm just like, okay, this bitch. Yeah, anyway. So we end up walking up. We see Bougie. I'm like, hi. She just was like, hi. Like a little fake little hi. And then we see his daddy. We gonna name his daddy Freaknik. And yeah, so his daddy like, okay, son, what's up? So his daddy a little tipsy. And he like, son, yeah. They talking, laughing and stuff. And he like, okay, who is this? And he like, this my girlfriend. I was telling you about this, Simone. So he like, okay, hi, Miss Simone. Hi, Miss Simone. I'm like, hi, reaching the handshake. And he said, wow, we hug over here. And he gave me the biggest bear hug. Y'all know from high school to where my hug niggas, that was his daddy. And they give you the long ass hug. So it's like, okay, stop, please.
Oh boy. Hey, I know what them old high school hugs be because like eventually your arms and your hands get lower and lower and lower to the point where you just feel on some yams. Hey, the boyfriend gotta do something, man. Shoot, look, he gotta put his father in check. I ain't finna count.
Please, like, that's his daddy was that. So Freaknik hugging me so hard, like tight, just squeezing me. And this hug was going on for quite some time. Like, I feel like the hug felt like forever. It probably wasn't. Probably like 2 seconds. But I'm like pulling away, like, I'm trying to be rude, but and then there go Messy. Okay, now Freaknik. And Goofy like, right, his ass know what happened last time. So then after that, I'm just like,
What happened last time?
okay, because I remember what he was just telling me in the car about his dad. So we go over there. We gonna name, I meet his stepmom. We gonna name her Pam because she looked like Pam from Martin. She was really pretty. So we gonna just call her Pam because that's who she looked like. So I'm like, hi, Pam. And she just was like, hi, honey, like smiling. And she was nice. Like, so I'm like, hi. Like, she was like, hi. And I was trying to be on Pam's good side because I remember he was telling me, like, yeah, Pam do some, like, she knew how to do fox locks and shit. And I wanted some. And I know y'all probably think, like, what the fuck is fox locks? Y'all, so the whole time when fox locks first came out, short story, I thought it was called fox locks because I'm, like, dumb. And, yeah, they not. They call faux locks. And I just still call them that. So anyway, she was just like, so I'm trying to get in good with Pam because I want me some fox locks. So yeah, I'm just like, okay, hi Pam. So she was like kind of nice or whatever, but she just kept looking.
All right, so I'm gonna look up fox locks because I'm trying to figure out what that is. Is that like some type of hairstyle? Fox locks. Okay, so it is. Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay, so they're pretty much like dread, like twists. Where they're like curly, they like curly dreads, but they look like twisters at the same time. That's what's up, bro. If she do those, then she can make some serious money. I ain't gonna cap.
Over at Freaknik because Freaknik ended up walking to the cousins and their girlfriends, and she just still like looking over, like, you know, and she smiled. She was being cool or whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So let's fast forward to later that night. Because after that was cool, we just all chilling. I'm just giving y'all the juicy details of this trip. So let's fast forward. Later that night, boom. Everybody is just turned up, drinking, you know, smoking, like listening to music. It's cool. Like everything was just cool. Everybody just chilling, vibing. And then Goofy was like, let's play heads up. Y'all know the game on the phone, heads up. So we like, okay, like let's play heads up. So everybody going, whatever, everybody playing. When it got to my turn, I'm up there like this and everybody's acting it out. Like the aunties is playing, the Pam is playing, Freaknik, everybody playing. When I get up there, Freaknik is in the back doing weird shit. Like he was in the back like doing like sexual stuff. So I'm just like not paying attention to him because other people are walking like a robot and he's doing like what? Like are you a sex robot? Like so I'm just like going based off other people because Freaknik and he would just be, and when I guess it or like whatever, I would never guess what he's doing because I noticed he was doing some way out stuff. So when I guess it, like he would just crack up laughing because he thought it was so funny because he had peeped me look at him like, fuck? But I'm trying to keep a smile, so it's like an awkward smile. So they probably was thinking like she's confused at what we doing, but it's like, no, y'all don't see Freak Nick in the cut doing some freak shit. So I'm like, okay, like, so Goofy ended up noticing. He's like, man, you better stop. He like, Pam, you need to take him upstairs, because you know how he get, but he's drunk. Like, he is drunk. When his daddy's drunk, he was a whole different person. So everybody laughing. Only people not laughing is Bougie and Pam is just like, looked so fucking irritated. So I'm just like, this is awkward. So y'all, so anyway, he did that or whatever. I noticed after that whole little situation when he said that, because he pointed it out like when I was up there, like, so after that situation, they was in the kitchen like cleaning up and stuff. Like, it was the 3 aunties, and I had went over there kind of like, I want to help. Jazz was over there, she was talking and stuff to the aunties, so I went over there like, okay, I want to help, like, clean and shit like that. When I went over there, Pam was like, we got it. Her whole, like, she was a nice lady at first, but she had a whole attitude at this point. I'm just like, oh, you sure? Like, I could put something up, or like, guys need help? She was like, no, we're fine. We got it. So
I hate when people actually do that. I hate when people do that. Like, they be mean to the most nicest person. They be mean to the most nicest person, and the person's trying to show off, a first impression, a good first impression. But 9 out of 10, she would just say if if she was to, retaliate or to rebuttal against what Pam said, be like, with a negative attitude, be like, we got it, and then she just started, having an attitude with her back. That's why I hate, man. I don't shoot. That's why I don't help people out. Shoot, just like when people have festivities at their crib and shit, that's one thing I would never like. I'm gonna ask first, be like, hey, look, I know y'all having an event at y'all place or a get together. Do y'all want me to help after this or not? Cause I'm not gonna be like sticking around, and then everybody cleaning up, and then when I clean up, people be like, no, I got it. We good. You don't gotta do nothing. That's why I'm just ask right then and there, or just when y'all think about having an event, just let me know so I can actually ask the question. I don't got time just to be surprised or just be, blindsided.
So Jazz was like, okay, aunties, I'll talk to y'all. And she pulled me to the side, like pulled me over and was like, let's go look at the little game room or whatever. So they had a little room and had like a pool table in there. But she was just like, girl, don't trip. Like, they are not rude or nothing like that. It's just a long night, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, so it's just me and Jazz. It was just me and Jazz, like, who ducked off and was talking, because DTF, she wasn't helping to clean up or nothing. She wasn't worried. She was hanging with the niggas. Like, she was always by her man's side. So yeah, so fast forward, that night happened. So the next day, right? So the next day we was supposed to go. Oh no, the next day in the morning time, they had a chef come. The chef came and cooked everything. It was cool, mind you. The daddy only is turned up when he's drunk. So in the morning time, he's just cool. And I'm just walked by, like, came down the stairs. I'm being nice. I'm like, hi, Freak Nick, hi, da da da. I'm hi, everybody. He's hello. Like, daddy gave me a dry hi, like, girl, bye. So I'm just like, he must be hungover, but I wasn't really ever trying to give his dad too much conversation, because the conversation we had and the other little things he was doing. So yeah. So I just wanted to tell y'all that he was not always on some creep shit. The alcohol put him on demon time. But anyway, so this day we were supposed to go jet ski riding, y'all. So we go jet ski riding. Mind you, it's hot outside. It's the summertime. Like, it's hot as hell. We're in the mountains. Like, it's summertime, hot. Like, come on now. So anyway, everybody, we going jet skiing. Everybody know, like, so everybody have on bathing suits. I have on like a 2-piece bathing suit, and it was, y'all know the Tommy Hilfiger bathing suits that people was custom making and stuff like that. So I had on one of those, and DTF, she had on like a whole thong bikini, like. It was a cute bikini, and it's like, I didn't see the problem with what she had on, because at the same time, this camping was all adults. Like, it was only adults there. Like, it was all of us. So I guess probably inappropriate around, I don't know. So yeah, so we so DTF had on her thong.
It was probably appropriate. It was probably inappropriate with Freaknik.
So we first come down, we coming down with our mans or whatever. And we walk up and here Messy walked up to us and she was just like, y'all ladies don't have no wraps or nothing like that to put on around your bathing suits or nothing like that. Mind you, I have a 2-piece on. Baby, what you want me to hop on these jet skis with some sweatpants and a hoodie? Like, the fuck? And I'm like, no, like, oh, I'm like, a wrap? I'm like, that wouldn't even go with my bathing suit. A wrap would just throw it off. And DTF was all like, yeah, we grown. We don't need no wraps. Like, if we want to wrap, like, and she was just like, like, okay, let me go away because I'm about to say something that I don't even need to say. That's what Messy said. And then she walked off. And DTF was like, what's her problem? Like, because Messy had a husband there too, and Bougie too, but they irrelevant, so they ain't good in that. DTF was like, bitches don't need to be insecure because I'm around. She's like, bitches don't need to be insecure because I'm around. She's like, just they need to tell their niggas not to look. And Dollars is laughing like, oh, right, baby. And I'm just like, the fuck? Like, why are you like... Okay, yeah, Messy was kind of like, you in our business, don't do that. But yeah, so we out there and we waiting to walk over to like where we was gonna jet ski at. And Jazz come down. Jazz have a 2-piece bathing suit on, like how I have on, and hear them, Jazz, you looking good. Okay, Jazz, that's a cute bathing suit. Where you get that from? Jazz ain't got no wrap on. Like, no offense, no shade to Jazz, not like that. But I'm just saying, like, they doing like, why do we need a wrap? But Jazz didn't. Like, I was so confused. So I'm just like, okay. So we end up jet skiing and stuff. We had the barbecue pit or whatever like that. And you know, Crazy was just telling me like, maybe you should.
She must have been around the family longer because, you know, like when I'm not gonna lie, like when a cousin or, you know, if anybody have like dated somebody for like a certain amount of time or probably like years or probably since they was kids, you know, and been around the family's gonna get used to them and they finna be they're considered family, so it's more like comfortability. You know, they highly comfortable with Jazz. So when y'all probably just now dating like months or probably like a year, they not or you haven't been around the family or you just now getting around the family, they don't know who you are, they don't know what your intentions are, they don't even know what your motives, your angles, you know, are for the family. So that's why they kind of feel like you should wear a wrap. I'm not being on nobody's side, I'm just saying.
Should have wore a wrap. Like, at this point, it was like time later after all that conversation even happened. Like, we already done got on the jet skis and stuff. And he like, maybe you should have wore a wrap. I'm like, for what? And he was just like, because like I told you how my dad is, and like you just. And I was just like, bro, you told me how your dad was on the way here. Maybe if you would have told me your daddy was Freaknik, then I would have just not came, or like, you know, I would have probably just not came. I'm not finna come somewhere and have to be feeling some type of way because your daddy want to do everybody. Like, the fuck? So I was just like, oh, well, you should have said something about your dad before. I would never came. And he just like, I'm just saying, like, you know how my daddy is. I don't know how your daddy is. I don't know your daddy. Like, this is my second day being around this man. So he's like saying that or whatever. And then Dollars like, why you tripping, man? Like, why you tripping? You know OG like when we bring the hotties around.
Nah, but it's the like I get where he's coming from, but she probably misheard herself, or she probably don't remember when somebody said, nah, it was when he said that was giving her a hug, be like, oh, he know what happened last time. I'm trying to figure out what happened last time because that's probably why he's actually tripping.
You know, OG like that. And Jazz just like looking like, and I looked at her because I'm thinking like, Jazz is gonna tell me some tea because it's something going on. Like, it's some tea that I need to know about this family. Like, what happened last time? Why do he like when y'all, like, come on now. So he just like, man, yeah, but I don't want him looking at mine. You know what happened. And Goofy like, yeah, we know what happened last time. So I'm like, what happened last time? And they ain't trying to say nothing. So his dad end up start walking up anyway. He's drunk because, mind you, we've been grilling, jet skiing all day, whatever. So Freaknik walk up, and Freaknik was just like, man, y'all really know how to pick him. Like, y'all know how to pick him. And here go Dollars. Man, DTF, get up, show him, do a little spin around for my uncle, show him. And DTF got up proud quick with the quickness. got up and just started like turning like around, like showing him her ass and shit. And he like, ooh, okay. She like, you like the way that fit? You like the way that fit on her, huh? And she just smiling. I'm just like, y'all, it was the most awkward shit ever. I'm just sitting there like, and Jazz was just shaking her head like she did this to me, and she just was looking, just shaking her head. So I'm sitting there, and then they laughing. Crazy is laughing, Goofy laughing, Dollars laughing. She's smiling, happy, just showing her, and he just like, okay. And he's like, let me get a hug. So he hugged her. Here go Messy. Freak Nick, you need to get your ass up off of that girl. Dollars, what the fuck is y'all doing? And I'm just like, ooh, so that drew attention. And at this point, Pam, she looking, and she's just like, what's going on over there? And freaking like, ain't nothing going on, baby. Ain't nothing going on. I'm just, introducing myself to everybody. Bro, you introduced yourself to us yesterday. Dollars was like, crazy. Ain't you gonna have Simone show Freak Nick her bathing suit? And I said, no, I'm good. And then Crazy was like, nah, stop playing. Don't even play like that, nigga. Like, don't even play like that. And he was just like, so man, you already know, cause I'll take her. And they laughing at it.
And that's the moment where my father said some shit like that. That's where forehead getting caved right in. I promise you.
Crazy, like, look.
I don't care how big he is. He could be, shoot. My dad was a tall dude, okay? He was a tall, muscular dude. But I do not care because the moment he said that, I got a lot of heart and balls. Just look, you're not gonna disrespect me, and you're not gonna look. And I'll be damned if you call me Junior, even though I'm not a junior. Be like, come on, Junior, man, she's a baddie. You know the reason. Me and my dad look alike, okay? So people keep calling me like I feel some type of way of people when people call me Junior. But for your father to actually do that and be like, I know, oh shoot, he know I could take her. But your father's disrespecting you. And at the end of the day, you gotta tell him, be like, hey, look, dad, I love you, I respect you, but at the end of the day, I can't be around you when you're drinking. Because when you drink, it's like you're disrespecting me by trying to, push up on my lady. And I'm finna stay away from you because I got the utmost respect for you. You're my father. I honor you, but I can't be around you. I gotta love you from afar. That's the only. That's what he should have said right then and there when he was sober, or hell, say it the next day.
Looking at him like with the cold stare, and then he just started laughing too, and I'm just like, the fuck. So at this point I'm kind of irritated, and told Jazz, I'm like, you want to go over there and get some food, like get some more food? And she was like, yeah, let's go. So we go over there, y'all, and get some food. DTF stayed, of course, and it was just like awkward because it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like at this point I'm thinking like, what type of trip is this? This a showcase trip? Like, so anyway, later that night we end up going back to the cabin or whatever. And y'all, the trip was, I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, the trip was cut short. And this is why we're supposed to be there from Thursday to Monday. We got there Thursday. And now this is Friday. So this is Friday night. The trip wasn't cut short for everybody, but for us it was. I was ready to go. But anyway, so we get back to the cabin. And this is Friday night. We get back to the cabin or whatever. And again, everybody chilling, listening to music and shit. Stuff had died down from earlier, all that other weird shit. So we listening to music, we vibing. Pam and the aunties Messy and Bougie, they was outside like on the deck part. And they just listening to music, vibing. All the like people my age and stuff, all the cousin stuff, we in the like living room or whatever, and we just listening to music or whatever. So me and Jazz, we just talking, just chopping it up or whatever, and the boys, they talking, chopping it up. And y'all, guess who's like the Freaknik? This whole time I'm thinking Freaknik is outside, but Freaknik wasn't outside, and we'll get to where Freaknik was. And DTF wasn't in there either. She wasn't by her man Dollar's side. So
Let me find out that them two, DTF and Freaknik, was smashing.
I asked, asked Jazz, like, where is DTF at? And she was like, girl, Dollar says she in the room sleep, like she got a headache. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, So we just all chilling or whatever. And then Messy come in the house, and Messy is just like, where's Freaknik? And she was like, Dollars, where's your girlfriend at? Like, where is she at? And he was just like, she in the room, Nancy, don't do that. She in the room, Messy. She in the room, sleep. She got a headache. And she was like, okay, let me find out. She's like, well, we're Crazy. Oh, I was gonna say his name. She's like, Crazy, where your daddy at? Like, where is he at? Like, and I'm like thinking, I told Jazz, I'm like, Freaknik ain't outside with them? And she was just like, girl. And I was like, when she did that, girl, it was like, let me tell you type girl. And I'm just like, oh, so she like, so where Freaknik, where's you at in this house? Freaknik, where's you at? She yelling like loud. So Pam come in there, she was like, what's going on? She was like, Freaknik missing, DTF is missing. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. So Goofy like, oh, part 2. And Pam was like mashed, like you could tell she's mad. So she like, I'm about to go look for him. So she going upstairs or whatever, and Bougie was like, don't, like, she was like, y'all doing too much, like, don't do that, like, talking to Goofy or whatever. She was like, don't even do that or whatever. So he was just like, yo, like, sitting back, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, part 2 of...
Look, I ain't been I would have been talking to Goofy because he said, part 2. I would have been like this. Hey, Goofy, what happened last time? Because everybody keep on saying, last time. He know what happened last time. Like, what happened? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Even though I pretty much know or pretty much assume on what happened last time because they said last time, Goofy said part 2, Freaknik and DTF is missing, so he must have smashed somebody's girl last time. That's what I'm assuming.
What happened? And then Jazz was like telling me, because you could hear Messy still walking through the house, they looking for Freaknik or whatever. And he like, man, Dollars like, man, my girl got a headache. She's in the room. Like, she laying down. She got a headache. So Jazz was just like, girl, it's about to be some shit. And I was just like, why? Like, what happened? She was like, girl, it's about to be some shit. And I was like, what happened? She was like, girl, last time, she was like, we came here to this same house. She was like, and Dollars had a different girlfriend. She was like, Dollars, them now his girlfriends. Like, Dollars know what he doing. Like, he could say they might be his girlfriend. She was like, but Dollars, he know what he doing. She was like, so Freaknik, if you haven't noticed, she was like, he be paying like girls, like he be tricking. And I was just like, oh, she was like, so yeah, Dollars know that, and he be bringing his bitches so they could get some money. She was like, cause Dollars is broke, like he's a bum, like he live off his girls, so he know
Oh my God.
he could get some.
My nigga, if you are, oh man, if you're a broke dude and you getting all the baddies and you staying with them and using they cars and living in their house and shit, man, something's wrong with you. You gotta grind hard for your shit. Cause now you giving your uncle too much power. What happened if he get them girls pregnant and then
Money out of Freaknik, so he be bringing girls, like, and she was like, and last year, she was like, last year the girl he brung, everything came out that Freaknik and Dollars girl that he brung last year was messing around. Like, everything had came out because the girl was drunk and just was talking too much. So she was like, so yeah, it's just bad. And I'm just like, what? Like, what? I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like, he could have told me this shit happened last year because I wouldn't have came. Like, you know, clearly Pam is probably still scarred from this shit her husband be doing. I don't know why she's still with him, but, you know, like, I just wouldn't have came. It's just too much. Like, now I see why after the whole, like, outburst, she acting like that. So they looking for her. So next, you know, Freaknik come downstairs and she just like, what's going on? And Messy like, where was your ass at? Like, she was just like, and she just looked at her and walked over to Dollars, and he's like, she was in the room taking a nap. So next thing you know, like, eventually, probably like a few minutes later, Pam walking downstairs with Freaknik, and Freaknik just like drunk as fuck, and Pam was like, y'all gotta go, y'all gotta get the fuck up out of this house, y'all have to get the fuck up out of this house. And she was like, so everybody like, what? And Maxie was like, what the fuck happened? Like, let me find out that bitch was up in there. And she was like, y'all don't need, why is y'all, she was like, Freaknik, and she was like, DTF, your girlfriend, she was like, this bitch don't need to be in no rooms with my husband talk, I don't care what y'all talking about or whatever's going on. She was like, she don't need to do that. If y'all want to talk, y'all be out here with everybody else. She was like, but y'all need to just leave because I don't know why is y'all bringing new people here anyway. Y'all need to get up out this house. She was like, I'm sorry, nephew, but you gotta go, and she gotta go. And she was like, y'all just need to leave because y'all not about to mess up my camping trip. This shit not happening. And Goofy was all like, oh, this shit not. He was all like, yeah, because you know last time, and come to find out your bitch was fucking not that. And then the girl that did mess with Freaknik the last time, they didn't mess with each other there, but like it had just came out. So I'm just like, oh, come to find out, like they supposedly, Pam ended up catching Freaknik in the room with DTF, but they wasn't doing nothing. Like they was just talking. Probably already did something or probably was about to, who knows. So they was just talking. So it was just a whole mess. Everybody arguing. Crazy is just like, man, see, this is why I told you, like, don't come over here dressed like that. Now it's a whole uncomfortable ass situation. And I said, dressed like what? Like, for what? How did this turn on me? They talking about DTF and you come over here telling me this is why you told me not to come wear shorts in the summertime in the mountains. Because you want me to what? Wear what? So I was just like, you could have told me that y'all had a whole little family mess going on because I would never came on this trip. And I was like, matter of fact, you could take me home and you could come back because it ain't that far anyway. Like, you could take me home. And he like, oh, you really trying to leave? I said, yeah, I'm not about to be uncomfortable on this trip. And mind you, they arguing over there. Now me and him is arguing because he's trying to tell me that it's basically my fault. He's like, because bitches don't know how to do shit on the low. Not me, talk about DTF. And I'm just like, the fuck? I'm like, so what? I'm like, because y'all weird. I'm like, this is just a weird ass camping trip. And Bougie was just like, yeah, because you're bringing, he was like, and these bitches with they fake bathing suits and everything, I just feel like it should be all family here. So I'm just like, this bitch, and you know, it's just so much going on. I'm not even finna say nothing to her. But
I'm not gonna, hey, yo, if she wants to say some shit like, yo, if she said that to you, had the every right to start snapping and pulling hair and all that because I feel like she been throwing shade. I feel like throughout this whole entire story, she been throwing shade.
it's like, bitch, you're talking about my custom made fucking Tommy Hilfiger bathing suit. Like, bitch, girl, fuck you. Like, the fuck talking about? And bitches with fake bathing suits. Like, I know she was throwing shades to me. Like,